Hello, noble citizens of Adyard, and welcome to the most exciting podcast to date, because we have some extraordinary guests today, and I'm sure you will love what they have to say and to share. As a little bit of a practical mishap happening, we were supposed to have a countdown. Turns out the release time was an hour earlier than posted, which is fine. But that means the countdown won't be here, but it doesn't matter because today is still going to be just as exciting and just as fun. So, we have 3 guests today. One of them is already here, and then the 2 others will be coming shortly. Skim will be here in half an hour, and then Medi will be here as soon as possible. But we have Hyper with us right now. Hyper, hi!
Hello.
Hi! It's about time you joined the podcast, isn't it?
Yeah. Behind the scenes stuff works, I guess.
Yeah, that is true. He has been a saving grace when we did face cam and our community cast, our first community cast. He was the one that was working hard behind the scenes to make everything run smoothly, and he is the one that is streaming from his PC right now. So a lot of kudos to you. You are just mwah, I kiss your feet. Okay, not literally, because that would be gross, but it's, still very cool that you're willing to help. And I think, you deserve some time in the spotlight too, because you were one of the first people to stream the game when it was an alpha, weren't you?
Uh-huh. Me and Tom Mental were the first people to create any content post-alpha release. So, that was fun.
And so you've gotten to see the game kind of go from very early beginnings, very, under construction, to what it is now. And how has it been for you to watch that growth?
Well, it's been confusing, to say the least, with all the new games coming out. So you can't play Throne Allies every single day. So you go away at one point, come back. There's a new class. One's got completely changed. The Possessor change, that completely threw me off, I came back, the first game I played with the new Possessor, the Possessor was my cult leader for about 4 days and I didn't realise. So, that happened. But yeah, and, growing the community slowly as well, I gained a lot, I've hit 1,000 followers since I was streaming Throne Allies, and everyone's been really supportive, and the devs haven't been, you know what I mean. I'm not throwing shade at all, but yeah.
Not being shady, but they actually care. Yeah.
If any of them are watching right now, shout outs.
Oh yeah, I completely understand when X-Blade was freaking out a little bit early when I said, "Oh no, you put the wrong release time," and he, poor thing, I could just imagine him going, "No," because he was just freaking out for a good 5 minutes. And he was just like, "Oh no one corrected me." And I felt so bad because he has worked really, really hard nonstop. And I know that it's been really stressful for him. So whenever you have the chance to, always remember to give him an extra pat on the head, because he has been really, really busy and working hard to try and make this happen. So, also, just wanted to touch on this because I forgot. Plex obviously isn't here. This is a thing. I will be kind of semi soloing today with my guests. That's because Plex is a very busy man. He's dealing with a lot of behind the scenes stuff that we should respect him enough to let him deal with his things. However, I do know that there is a big chance that he will be stopping by at some point. I can't promise it because he couldn't promise it, but he will try to stop by and say hi. And if he does, obviously, then we all throw roses and chocolates at him. Just as long as they're not stale, because that will hurt. But just so you know, but he might show up. He might not. We'll see. It's going to be a surprise to me too. But the reason why I'm a little bit unsure here is because obviously we work with a script here.
Oh,
and
shit.
What?
Why did it not copy that?
Copy what?
There we go. That's what I was trying to copy.
So professional, Hype.
I'm spamming it. It's happening. So yeah, it's
Oh, no,
10%
okay.
off right now.
Right.
That's the actual link, and it's 10% off. As well as, I'm pretty sure both of us have a shit ton of keys to give away. So
We
that's
do.
gonna
I
happen.
only have a few left actually, because I've been able to give out quite a few. But I'm sure you still have some that you can just
Elsa
throw
has been
out.
spamming me with keys. At one point I think I had about 30. So
Oh gosh. Yeah. Hi Ross. Nice to see you in the chat. So if you during the entire podcast, as usual, if you have any questions, just write at Podcast of Lies so that it shows up easier for us. Obviously, we know that a lot of people are currently playing the game, so you might not be able to interact as much, and you might not, might just have us in the background. That's fine too. But if you do have any questions at any point, feel free to ask them. We are excited to see Skim jump on in 22 minutes, and then Medi will be on as soon as possible. I know she's eating right now, so she's kind of we're still waiting for her. She's a bit of a wild card.
yeah, I may or may
So
not have scoffed down half a packet of Pringles just before the stream.
Yeah, exactly. But in the meantime, Hyper, you have played a lot of different Mafia games, obviously. And you've played the bigger ones, and you've probably played smaller ones too.
Yeah. Quite a lot.
So, what when you compare those other, let's just say other Mafia games to Throne of Lies, what are some pros and cons about the games in comparison to each other? And it's fine if you want to call them by name, obviously, but we want to focus more on Throne of Lies.
Well, it's like the main difference is the sheer amount of abilities in Throne of Lies just makes it more in-depth and fun and never really boring. Like, 2 games are never the same, basically, unless it's an 8-people game. 8-person games are terrible, but yeah. Compared to the other games, like I've played Desktop Werewolf before, which it lasts literally one night, and it's like, you figure out who it is, or you don't, or we played Spyfall, all that sort of stuff. The closed community ones, they are fun, but there's nothing like messing with a random because they don't know what's going on in Throne of Lies. Like, I say that not as in they're a noob, I say that as in the entire, like, say the cult has 5 members and there's a cult king, there's a merc or whatever, so you have half the game. And then there's this innocent blue dragon thinking that he's still got majority, and then one person just says hang him, There's nothing like that. Like, it's its own thing, because just messing with people, basically, makes it the funnest part, I guess.
Yeah. I think so too. I think what I really like about Throne of Lies, obviously this is going to change now that it's going to gain popularity and people are going to be flocking into the community, which I really hope happens because, the devs have worked really hard and they definitely deserve that. I think one thing I'm going to miss though is that obviously the people who played in alpha and beta, they are all going to be, they're kind of that community that we had that was very tightly knit because there was only 15 people that would play during high peak time. The inside jokes and all that, I'm hoping still stays, that you could still, communicate through inside jokes, and maybe you'll see a username that's, for example, Casa's ums or Blameplex or something stupid like that. And I think, I don't know, I'm hoping that the community will stay a good community, that it's not going to be a toxic community like certain other games have a reputation for having. I don't have to elaborate on that. No shade though, but I'm hoping that doesn't change. I'm hoping that the people that join will be able to join a community that already exists without the community kind of disappearing in the background. Or what do you think?
Yeah, like, there's always going to be the inside jokes. The only thing that I'm gutted about is the wink never became the new Reaper check. I pushed so hard for that. And then, so if you're watching this, that was for you, and it didn't work, and I am sad.
The unenzo wink.
I tried so hard to push that for the Reaper check.
Well, what was the other one that they tried to put in? Because I know that there was an F.
F is what it is, and I think people were changing it to like G or something, or U, something like that. They were just doing another random letter that had like there was no real point in doing it, but there was the Arnenzo wink, which
The Arnenzo wink is iconic. It is obviously iconic.
Yeah, it's iconic. It'll live on, even if it won't be in the Reaper check. It'll still live on.
Mm-hmm. So, speaking of things that change during the game, what is your favorite? Oh, Skimm isn't here yet. Skimm will be there in around 17 minutes.
Soon.
17 minutes-ish. His slot is in 17 minutes. Don't worry about that.
Or he can show up wherever he wants if he's listening.
Yeah, if you want to jump in and you want to hang out, that's cool. You can do whatever you want, as long as we get to hear that silky smooth voice, then we're good. But so we've talked about this, obviously. There he is, lurking in the stream. Hi, Skimm.
There he is.
So obviously, we have seen, the both of us, we have seen so many different changes happen to different classes and to all of the abilities being shifted and tried out, and things have failed and then things have succeeded, and then they've like buffed and nerfed a lot of things. So we've discussed this quite a few times on the podcast, but you've never actually said vocally what you think. What's your favorite change, and what is something that you wish didn't change or wish would change?
Nobles. By far the best change. Because whenever I got a noble, I'd always get that one twin that would out me to the prince, or out me in his will, or journal where's Plex when you need him. But yeah, you'd always get that one noble twin that would just out you, and it's just death basically. And now that we've made the nobles, gotten rid of the whole twin synergy thing, like there still can be two nobles, but it's made an old class that not a lot of people liked. Some people actually like playing nobles now.
Yeah, that's very true. I like the crier change. I like that.
Yeah.
The crier is really funny. I think I've seen a lot of really creative solutions for using the crier. I think that's hilarious. I think I've seen kind of like daily news sort of town crier, which is really, really funny. Oh, hello, Heiko. Drunk
I've
mouse
just seen a bunch of dead memes in my criers.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't been able to play the noble after the change.
No, I haven't played it either, but I do like the change.
Yeah, I do like that too. I think that the thing that I really disagreed with was the whole twin thing. I think that just made them an instant liability. And if you have to fake claim as a blue dragon, I think something's wrong.
Yeah.
I think if you're a blue dragon, you should be able to claim what you are and then, be fine and not just be instantly hung for being a liability. But the Possessor, that was a good change. I've seen so many Possessor wins now.
Yeah, it went from wins through sheer stupidity to actual skilled wins. That was old Possessor versus new Possessor.
Actually,
the amount
Possessor
of times
really...
I've been screwed over is crazy.
Yeah, I know. Last time we played, there was like a change with the Scorned, right, where he can no longer transport people.
Oh, I hate
or something.
That. I hate that.
But can he transport people still?
I don't know. I haven't played since Scorn changed, to be honest. Well, I've never played Scorn since the change.
Right. Because I'm pretty sure that there was something done with the change where the Scorn doesn't transport anymore. But the Possessor apparently can make you target other people, obviously. And I was so sure that it was the Scorned. And then the Possessor took over my body and had my username, and I was so confused. I was just like, wait, hold up. When did this happen?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I was like, wait, what the fuck? And we were obviously I think we were streaming at the time, right?
Yeah. I didn't want to say anything, but I knew there was a fucking Possessor. I just couldn't say anything. And as soon as it happened, I'm like, okay, Casa's possessed.
It's just, oh god, no, like it really, really messed with me because I sat there, all peaceful, thinking like, oh yeah, I'm I was something. It was like I don't know, like some sort of, I was alchemist, and I was just kind of like walking around healing people, and then suddenly someone had my name, and I'm like, excuse you? I mean, identity theft much? Suddenly they were talking. I'm like, wait, I'm dead. Why is my name Jolene? My name was not Jolene when I started this. What is this? And it's just chaotic. And the fact that they can jump from person to person is really cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
It's
the
a wild
only thing
card,
you really need to change with that is when you jump to a king, it kind of like loses you the game. Because you can't double vote, and the fact that double vote is a day ability with unlimited uses, if you can't prove that you can double vote, then you're instantly possessor.
Yeah.
Tips.
Yeah.
If anyone's listening that's playing right now, if you think the king's a possessor, ask him to double vote. Just a little tip. Probably won't get patched because why possess the king? But
well, for bants, obviously.
True.
Duh. Do you not know about the good bants? The bants are important, Hyper. Never underestimate the bants.
Mad bants.
Yeah, mad bants. So, I'm going through, and I'm hoping that Medi will show up soon, because a lot of my questions obviously includes her. So there will be some repeat questions. I'm sorry about that, but it's been a hectic day for me. It's been a lot of going back and forth on organization. Yeah. Hyper's already heard me ranting for almost an hour, kind of screaming into my pillow. But I want to see, because obviously there are some people in the chat now, and do you have any questions at all? Anything you want to know, like what we like most, what we don't like, or maybe who's your favorite dev or something, whatever, just to kind of fill the time that we kind of sit there and we tap our watches waiting for Medi to show up, because she is going to be here in about 1 minute, if she remembers to be here in 1 minute. So throw some questions at us, just or if there's something you want to ask Skimm afterwards, then you can also throw that in the chat, and then we will remember those, and then we'll kind of like put them to the side, and then we'll ask him when he jumps in. Because we know that Skimm is lurking, and we also see that there is some interaction in the chat. So, you can't hide. We know you're there. We can't actually see you, because that would be creepy, but we know you're there. Skimm, why are you so basic? Oh. Well, I'm sure he's going to have a good time answering that afterwards. We'll remember to ask him that afterwards. Don't reply yet. So, but we'll write that up. You want to know why he's so amazing? Oh God! Right. Well, actually, I want to tell a funny little thing. If you were still unsure of how cool the devs are, Mr. X-Blade, the founder himself, whenever I'm feeling down or I'm feeling sad or I'm angry or something, he sends me a picture of his cat, Timo, to cheer me up. And it just began Timo. With me.
The only being stronger than Mithras.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it just started like a couple months ago when I said like, I'm feeling really down today. Could you send me like a picture of your cat? And after that, every time he knew that I was either down or something had happened, he would send me just a ton of pictures of Timo. And then he would add like hope you're feeling better soon. It's the fact that they actually invest some time into their users. And especially obviously like he's said that, they all have their kind of favorites. And, flips hair. Oh, I see a wild Medi.
Hi.
Hey!
It's a Medi.
Hi, how's it going?
Hello.
It's going really well. We were just filling the time with some stories about X-Blade. Waiting for you. So
I've been eating dinner. I'm sorry. I'm here.
It's fine. It's fine. We would rather you were here and well fed instead of here and starving. So it's fine. Don't worry about that. So we have been discussing a little bit about, obviously some changes and all that, but you came quite late to the game,
Both
Medi.
late and early. I was there right as it launched with a key, and I played it for about 17 hours, and I loved it. And then life sadly took over for a while, so I wasn't able to play it. And then I came back only a week or two ago to find that an awful lot has changed while it's been in this phase. So it's kind of relearning the same game again, which has been a bit of a challenge.
Yeah. So you've obviously also, people. I'm assuming because you should be subscribed to Medi. If you're not subscribed yet, you should go subscribe right now, MissMedi on YouTube.
I promise to do more Throne of Lies.
Exactly. See, so maybe, who knows? Maybe you'll be lucky and you'll meet her in game. And she does play. You play a lot of obviously, the other game that shall not be named right now during release, but you play that. So comparing your experience with the two games, obviously, what is there like any significant difference in like either the community or just the whole feel of the game? Anything like that you want to?
There's a lot of difference, and I'm quite conscious of my desire not to trash talk the other game. So I will be very diplomatic with this, but the community is brilliant. I think because it's such a small community and because you're all linked together via the same Discord channel as well. It's just every time I log on, it's just really nice people, and there's really good support with the both of the developers, but then also the guides that can kind of help you through the game. So you don't often feel like you're stuck, if you know what I mean. If you have questions or if you have concerns, they tend to get answered pretty quickly, which is really awesome of a game to do. Like, I don't know many games that are that quick to respond and fix issues when they come up. And then gameplay itself, obviously there's the obvious differences, like it's 3D and other things like that that are different. But I think just it's one of those games that will take an awfully long time to learn. So you take Town of Salem, that takes a fair while to learn, but you can get the basics down quite quickly. Whereas this is something I'm not even sure that a meta exists for it yet, It's almost down to the people playing it now to come up with the strategies that are going to be how it's played in the future. And that's kind of cool too, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that is really cool. I feel one thing that's really interesting is that the meta changes too. So like you think you've got it down, and then suddenly there's a community and they've just changed everything. And then you're sitting there, maybe not played for a couple of weeks, you're like, oh, what? I don't recognize any of this.
You can come back and the entire, something is completely different. Now it's a completely different way of playing. And that's kind of exciting to be at a game at those early stages to experience that, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing is, like, as you were saying with the meta, it changes so much because it's the only meta that really exists right now are claiming metas, like, Mastermind, you claim a princess or whatever like that.
Yeah.
But
the Scum claims are only just developing as well.
Yeah, that's the thing, but people catch onto them within like a week or two, and then every princess claim becomes a Mastermind lynch. So then you have to completely change your claim again, and it's just the meta is just constantly changing. So basically, if you're new to the game, the meta is there isn't one.
That's kind of nice because it's for everybody who's playing right now to come up with these ideas and test them out and try them until they hit something that works better than something else,
Yeah, exactly. I think that's really right. I think that's what keeps it kind of fresh. I don't know, like when I've played so many different Mafia games to the point where I don't think I could even list all of them because it's kind of my thing. I love social deduction games. And one thing is that it kind of gets old. Like it's the kind of, they have the same claim for years. It's like, oh, if you're this person because the investigative results are this, then you naturally should have this as one of your claims. Like BG when you're Godfather or ARSO, because it's in the investigative claim, but then you have like maybe Sheriff on the side or something like that. Whereas here, I've seen people just like, for example, now that the Hunter came in, because the Hunter was a Kickstarter class that obviously was implemented. And as soon as that came in, anyone who claimed Hunter, no one wanted to execute them because they were terrified of being killed. So they were just like, oh, nope, let him down. I don't want to be stabbed by flying knives. So just get him down. I don't care if he's evil. I don't want to risk it. But now at the same time, people are just like, yeah, let's just kill him.
Well, eventually you realise that when you're the uninformed majority, actually you can afford to lose a person to get someone like that out. And this develops over time. But initially when roles come out, people just have to play with them and learn, how to use them and what to do, and it's kind of cool. I've had it a few times. I haven't had too many evil rolls, amazingly. You asked me what was different. I never seem to get evil rolls in this game. But the ones I have been kind of interesting to play around with. So I think I played in a game where there was an alchemist who claimed physician, I think it was. But they managed to pull it off for a little while. It was an interesting game. And that was the first time I'd seen that before. And then other things like is it the Reaper that can then nominate themselves to be king and then be a neutral king?
Yeah.
I want to say I've got that.
Yeah.
That was quite interesting too, because all of a sudden you've got one of the bad guys,
someone that was murdering you, now can
being able to win with everyone.
Yeah.
And that's interesting too, that can happen. So definitely enjoy seeing other people do it a lot and then trying to emulate it and failing.
Yeah. It's the thing, like, the king mechanic is probably the best thing about Throne of Lies compared to all of the other ones, because yes, it needed a lot of reworking. Like, early alpha kings were so, like, either broken or useless, but now they've got the invest skill and an extra guard and that sort of thing, like, just the subtle tweaks.
Yeah.
Also, hi Origami Rose. I'm watching the stream now.
Yeah, they've been going wild in the chat, but I didn't really feel like quoting all of the "Oh my god, I love you."
UK represent. Although Casa, you're not from the UK, are you? But you.
Shh! No one needs to know that.
Close enough. She's close enough.
From the UK. It's fine.
I am. I'm one of you. What are you talking about? I'm like the mole. I'm like,
she's sat eating teas and crumpets right now.
Of course. Yeah, snorting scones.
Snorting.
Yes, that's why I've got a
Just
no,
you guys hear me okay, by the way? Sorry. I just
yeah.
plopped my mic down. I had no idea, because normally I'm playing a game and recording, so
yeah, you
it's
sound
in
fine.
my face. Sweet.
You sound beautiful.
Speaking of which, we need the American to balance things out.
We do. He's going to be here in probably less than... There we go.
There he is.
Right on cue.
Speak
Hello,
of the
Skim.
devil.
Oh, is there
Is
a
he
Skim
alive?
here?
Hello, I'm
There
here.
he
Yes.
is.
Hey, there we go.
Oh, I got very confused because I heard like 8 people talking all of a sudden because I saw the stream in the background. I was like, oh my god.
Nice.
Everyone else has a copy and a twin but me, I guess. All right, well, I missed out on that.
We can sort that out for you, darling. We'll get you a clone.
We don't need any more skims in this world, I can tell you that. We're good with one. One is plenty fine.
You sure about that? Because it seems like you
quite
have a
sure.
viewer in the chat that wants to know why you're so amazing. So maybe we should have more.
I'm sure more videos and more skim would only go down well. You could.
I can't imagine that being the case.
I'm not so sure about that, but do answer the question before we move on to the discussion. Why are you so amazing?
I was born this way, really. I just came out, and the doctor was like, "Man, this baby is gonna be one amazing son of a gun later on." I'm just sure of it. I think that it was just a matter of maybe good genetics may have something to do with it, but I think it's just my award-winning smile. I've won 3 awards so far with it. So. Yes.
Yeah. Were you born with like a golden umbilical cord then? Just like, oh goodness me, look at this greatness.
I wish
make
I was
one
born
hell.
with a golden umbilical cord. That would be quite the nice investment for the future then.
That'd make one hell of a Throne of Lies weapon execution.
Or like strangling someone with a golden.
No, I was thinking more
guys.
just using a golden umbilical cord with a baby on it as a flail.
Oh wow, that's such a vivid image. That just came into my head.
That's Skim's
I'll tell you what.
unique weapon.
Let's hope that does not end up in the game, because that would be disturbing on so many different levels.
Honestly, if the devs are watching this, I know they can do this. Implement that to just happen when Skim plays. That he just suddenly has a baby.
He just pulls out a baby with a gold umbilical cord.
It just lassos it around and just hits people like those balls and chain things. It just...
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's all just take a deep breath, because we have some questions that are going to be sent Skim's way, because I know for a fact I have a little birdie, a very good friend of mine. Yes, I'm friends with birds now. Is that
I thought cats eat birds.
Shh, the bird doesn't know. Anyway, I've heard that you've been a big supporter of the game Throne of Lies for a while now.
Absolutely,
actually.
yeah. I'm very passionate about indie gaming, and especially the social deduction realm. It's a shame. I really feel like social deduction should be as big as RTS is, and it really bothers me sometimes that it's not. So anything I can ever do to get more people interested in social deduction games is worth it in my book. So
yeah. So is there anything about Throne of Lies itself and the dev team that makes it especially intriguing for you? Because I know that you've been really involved and very excited for the game to be released. Or is it purely the indie factor of it?
It's probably multiply pronged. I mean, first of all, that you guys are not saying the name of the other game that it is often compared to, so I'll do the justice of not saying that either. But I like there to be competition between games, because competition makes gaming better. So when I saw an opportunity to help a group provide a competition to, shall we say, a static kind of genre, that's a very exciting and cool thing to me. I would love if we had 10 different games that were like these, honestly, and allow them to kind of each try to outcompete each other, because that's how you get cool, new, unique ideas. An example of that, one of the things I love about Game of Thrones in particular, Throne of Lies. I do that all the time on my channel, by the way. But one of the things I love so much about Throne of Lies is kind of like the dynamic of the king, and how you never really know what the king is. It's kind of one of those wild cards, and that's not something you see in a lot of other gaming of this type or of this genre. So, whenever we can force games to kind of innovate rather than just sit there back on their haunches and just enjoy the success they have, I think that's a great thing. So I saw an opportunity. I was like, you know what, this game is a lot like the game I like to play, and I'd like to see more like this in the gaming world. So why don't we go ahead and see what we can do to help out here?
Yeah, absolutely. Medi, do you have anything to add to this, and Hype too? Just gonna...
Only about the king, because I was thinking the same thing as Skim said. The really interesting thing about the king is that neither the evil side nor the good side know what they are. So it is literally a role that you purely have to read their actions to work out what they are, and then act accordingly. And actually, they can be game changing. So I really like that aspect of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hype, do you have anything to add to this?
Just have to completely agree with Skim about the whole competition thing, because you've seen it happen elsewhere. Like, the Call of Duty and Halo battle has been going on for years. You've got Smite and League of Legends. It's a different take on the same game, you know?
Absolutely. When you have only one game in that genre, there's no need for them to change anything, because they're not afraid of losing out on any of the players. But when you introduce new games that have new ideas and fresh ways of looking at things, suddenly you have to think, all right, well, we're gonna have to be inventive now. So yeah, I think everybody kind of works out in the better for that. So
yeah,
they do. I think people ultimately benefit for that from competition.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see. We've got loads of people. Isn't Throne of Lies memorizing? What?
That's an inside joke. I did a video on an indie game called Fugal, and it's a pixel bird simulator, and it's actually kind of neat. But I called it memorizing instead of mesmerizing in my audio, and I decided just to keep rolling with it and hope that people didn't realize. And of course, the chat section was just full of people saying memorizing instead of mesmerizing. So thanks, Ori.
That is the case with anything. I tell you what, the A couple of times I've uploaded videos with obvious mistakes in them that I just can't be bothered to edit out, and I go, God, I hope people don't notice I say this word
And
wrong.
then the
or mess
comments
this
is
thing
just-
up, or say the wrong role at the wrong time. You guarantee it's about 6
Oh,
comments.
Medi, it's every single video for me. I'm constantly messing some little aspect up. And in the grand scheme of
Comment.
things, it's typically a word that really adds very little value to it.
Yeah.
But you can bet that everybody and their brother realizes it, and comments just go crazy. But I also kind of like being called out on it because it makes me think more. So
Yeah.
It's funny because I did that Throne of Lies. I did like a little sort of mini guide to it at the start of the episode I've done, and in it I talk about an uninformed majority. But on the screen, I've managed to spell uniformed majority.
I watched that video like 2 hours ago, and I did not notice that.
Exactly. I didn't know
Oh
at the
my
time.
god.
Oh man.
Was that
Well-
you or a gambler as well? That was...
Well, actually, it's pretty funny because when we first started out with Podcastle, obviously neither I or Plex were very used to the whole format of sitting down and interviewing people, and so I was quite. I don't know, like I'm used to doing things on stage, so doing it online was a bit difficult, and I got really quite nervous actually. And so people would call me out for umming too much, to the point where people would actually use it as a drinking game and get completely hammered during the stream, to the point where one of my friends actually passed out because he drank so much vodka because he had a shot every time I said He had 37 shots by the end of that podcast.
Yeah.
And he messaged me and he's like, "Oh, I hate you. Oh, my head's going to be so bad tomorrow." I'm like, well, you chose to drink vodka of all things. So trust
I
me.
may or may not have shouted that all the way through the first cast. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. You started it. you
That's
absolute
all I
devil.
did was just yell every time Plex goes or Casa goes take a shot.
It actually became a thing too.
It became
just-
a meme after that.
Oh my god. But I have a question that we usually do on the podcast, which is something that people actually like to hear about. And none of you three have actually been in a podcast before. So I think we should take some turns and ask, what are your favorite classes and also why? And is there a class that you dislike? So we could start from the top, which is Hyper, and then move down.
Alright. Well, favorite class, like the picture says, and my name on the official Throne of Lies Discord is Mercenary, because again, it goes back to the point that I can just mess with people, basically. You can provoke people to try and get your target killed and then kill them at night, or you can provoke them to attack and then it doesn't do anything, which throws off this whole debate, are they who they are? And one thing that this actually became a rule because I did it 3 games in a row where I had Mercenary. I got my target killed by accident, bear in mind, I only did it on purpose once, and switched my contract to the faction that I knew was going to win.
Oh,
And
God.
it actually became a rule that you can't deliberately get your target killed. And I'm sat here, isn't the whole point of playing Mercenary to win because you're neutral? Because, I apologise to them after the game, but I'm sorry, my eyes come first. If I'm going to win a game and it involves you dying, I'll still do it.
Jesus. That's yeah, I think that's borderline game throwing, actually.
Oh no, it's not
It
really
is
game
now.
throwing because you're a neutral faction. I mean, it is now,
Yeah.
but...
It's
Because the
only
whole
is, though,
thing,
because Hyper
whoever
made
you
it so.
contract,
Yeah.
it's like whoever you're contracted to, you're their faction, and I'm sat here, I'm still neutral in the end, I'm sorry, but I've killed more Blue Dragon using the Mercenary ability than, I've killed more of the same faction using the Merc ability than I haven't,
No.
I'd probably have to agree with you on that one. I think that's actually probably, I would consider that in the fair game kind of zone, because that's like the equivalency of having, in a different game, like faking an X, getting somebody else lynched to try to prove yourself, so that you get, I kind of get that. I could see that being actually a viable tactic, but I also could see the opposite, which is it really sucks for the person
Yeah.
it
whom
really
you're supposed
does.
to be protecting that you kill.
Yeah.
But
It's a fine line between okay
yeah.
and you're a piece of shit.
yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, moving on to Medi. What's your favorite class?
My favorite class, without a shadow of a doubt, is the Fool. I love it. It's brilliant. It's the troll box has got to be the greatest invention of all time.
Oh yeah.
I've only
Didn't they
been lucky
remove
enough
that
to
now?
Have they?
I'm pretty sure they removed it because they were making other people say like really racist things and couldn't prove it was a troll box.
Huh.
That sucks.
Like they actually banned someone for it.
Well, that's really
Wow.
bad. Yeah. Ugh, I didn't even know that.
Well,
Yeah.
whenever you give people that kind of power,
It's
somebody
gonna be
somewhere is going to
abused.
be a
it's
jerk
gonna happen.
and
I just
abuses
surprised
it.
happens
It's a
in
shame.
beta.
But I just remember in Alpha, having two fools in the same game that know that each other were fools was the biggest trolly thing ever. You know, and when the whole fake whisper meta was a thing with the troll box, we'd make the king try and fake whisper to the confirmed mastermind and get the king killed. It was some really
I would still
dumb
enjoy that.
things. Yeah,
But
like
yeah,
they should
there was a
really
lot of
bring
fun
troll
you can
box
have.
back.
I miss the troll box.
Yeah.
Hashtag bring it back. No, that's a terrible hashtag. This is why I don't. All right, then I'm changing my mind. It's not my favorite role anymore. Well, do you know what? There's the priest. I can't decide if I love it or hate it because, and I don't want to talk about the other game, but it's the combination of two of those roles, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is that too OP or is it a really fun role to play? Actually, in this game, it seems to be fairly balanced. And it's one I quite like playing because you have the benefit of you're not just there doing nothing. You can still talk to people in the graveyard as well as your ability, you know? So
Yeah. I think that the
And you
fact that
can't
they're
die
convertible too.
You can't die night one.
Yeah.
no, it's the most controversial one in my mind, but equally it's one I do enjoy playing, not necessarily playing against.
The priest can make or break a game. Like
It can.
Yeah. And if the unseen or the cult are really lucky and they manage to convert the priest, that's also a game changer because you could be almost a confirmed priest. You can have brought someone back and then suddenly be converted, but because you've already brought someone back, people have they always give you the benefit of the doubt. It's because it's like, oh, why would they convert you now? You've already used your ability, so there's no reason to convert you. But then usually they do. But because you're already trusted by everyone, it's just so easy to win. It's just like, oh, no, I'm just an innocent,
I think
good
maybe
Christian.
Maybe it's the conversion. Maybe it's the conversion ability that makes it a bit less OP than it would be otherwise.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's one role I can't make my mind up on. I either really like it or I don't. I'm not quite sure yet. So
I think it's great. It just needs another ability. Like something very minor, but just something so you're not sitting on your ass until you have to res someone.
No, I mean, I suppose it depends on the people in the graveyard. Sometimes you have people just arguing, and then you're like, hello, give me some actual information here. Stop calling each other poop face, and just please just give me some actual info. And then sometimes you have people that are actually giving you important information for you to kind of throw out. But then there's also the question of, do you want to reveal this early with this information? Because then you are going to be a conversion target. And then you risk, being called out again by the blue dragon. They're like, how do we know that you haven't been converted when you reveal this early? It's really like, that's what I like about this game, is that it's so nuanced, and it's like you have to always be on your tippy toes because anything can happen, and the entire game can just change direction within like a day, and you're just like, oh god, suddenly there's so many people that are dead, or suddenly so many, like the cult have like 5 members or 6 members. You're like, oh god, that's a lot of people. And then you're just like, it's always that, can I trust you or can I not trust you? And that, I really like that, because you can't really trust anyone unless they're unconvertible and they're confirmed. You can't really trust anyone, which makes it really interesting, I think. And that's like something no other Mafia game has, the ability to convert people, unless, obviously you're a vampire, but those games are very rare. Yeah. So that makes it unique.
Well, now impossible in anything outside of All Any. So yeah.
Exactly.
The days of All Any.
Oh god. Well, what about you, Mr. Skim? What's your favorite class?
This is pretty easy. Prince, because it's the most similar to the jailer role that there is, and I absolutely love the power of life and death in my hands.
God.
I really like the prince because it kind of allows you to very forcefully. First of all, you don't typically lynch somebody who claims prince, so it's a fairly safe person to not get executed if you have to claim it, if you have to call yourself out on it. But I really like it because you get to kind of ask questions and use your own judgment to find potential evils, and I like that aspect the most about these kind of games. Reading votes or scum reading, stuff like that is like where I kind of excel at. And so you kind of have the ability to scum read, and at the same time, if you don't like them, if you don't trust them, you get to kill them. So it's like it mixes KP with the ability to almost an investigation kind of role, and I really like that aspect of the jailer. So that's why I like the prince in Throne of Lies. So
Light Lady is saying on the stream that you are the most evil jailer, Skimm.
this is true.
I've seen the account.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm absolutely terrible. Whenever I get somebody, locked up, I give them a count of 3 to announce what role they are, and I do the same as the prince. I mean, why wouldn't you? Because the key is like if they are a good role, they should be able to say what their role is within the first 3 seconds or so of being locked away in prison. So otherwise, if it takes you longer than that, then you're probably lying and trying to think of a fake role real quick, a fake claim. So.
I always mess with jailers. If they jail me and say nothing, and then they're sat there like, why haven't you given me your role yet? I'm sat here and I'm like, well, you didn't ask for it. Even if I'm innocent or not, I still do it because it doesn't say anywhere in the Prince class card that they should be asking for roles. Yeah,
it's the first thing I do is basically, all right, tell me your role, 3, 2, 1, and if you're
like
not quick enough,
when they do that, I just say my role, and I'm sat here, and then they're like, oh, give me a journal, and I'm just there, and I'm like, okay, let me copy and paste it. Oh, by then the day's over.
I mean that's the key though, is that you gotta be quick with it. That's why give people time to fake.
Don't give them time to think.
Exactly. Do not give them time to think. That's why I'm so aggressive on that tactic, is because if you give them time, they're going to be able to fake claim a role. And by the time you get to actually sit there and think, okay, they claimed this one, is it possible? By the time you actually get to that, the night's over and we're back to the day action. So, you got to be quick with it.
We've hit an impasse, my friend. We have completely different opinions on both jailer and prince here, I think, because I'm the polar opposite of you.
Yeah, you're so passive and so kind in jail.
I'm a near silent jailer until
Yeah, I
they
mean,
claim. And
when I
but
play,
I'm very harsh with the executions. If they don't claim, they die. If they don't give me a will, they die, and I shouldn't have to prompt them if they want to win. So.
I mean, my jailer style's like really weird. It's like I don't execute unless I'm sure, because an execute can win a game, but at the same time,
lose a game.
Yeah, but at the same time, sometimes when I'm not sure if there's the kings whatever, I use the jail as protection, because you can't be converted and you can't be killed while you're in jail. So say you find the sheriff, you use that time, like say the sheriff is revealed, you use that time to get info off the sheriff and stop him from dying that day.
Yeah, I've done that before. I tend to find that if there's a confirmed investigative class that's relating information, that I don't worry about protecting them, because it's not my job. Typically, generally speaking, if there's still a protection kind of class out there, or should be out there, it's not my job to protect them. It's the other person's job to protect them. It's my job to try to break down people's information and get claims from them. And hopefully find somebody whose claim just isn't going to work and get them killed. So I agree with you, though. It can be used, and I've used it before as a protection mechanism, or to allow a private conversation to happen. But generally speaking, I tend to say, like, as long as the investigative role is actually vocal in the chat during the day, let them do what they got to do. Let them tell the whole place. Because, the problem with just having one person, 2 people talking about claims or results is what you end up having is that a whole bunch of people don't know what's going on, and they may have something to add to the conversation. So that's one of the things I don't like about people who are claiming some sort of investigative role, and then they don't actually go ahead and say what they're learning. It's like, well, somebody else in the chat right now in the game may have information that when combined with yours results in a positive lynch for us, so a positive execution. So if that's going to be the case, you got to be more vocal with your results.
I'm all for sharing information as well. I think it's the way to go with everybody, because people may contradict what other people are saying, and it's through that you find out,
Sure.
Again,
sure.
Another thing, it's like, people don't reveal because they're scared to get killed, but it's the sort of thing, you've got 16 players a game, three unseen and the king sort of thing. So that's knocked it down to 12 people. You've got a 1 in 12 chance of being random killed anyway,
Well, not only that, people are afraid to die, and they shouldn't, because unless they're the prince, they are not that important. And that's the other thing. Each role has a part to play in a win, but your individual role, unless you feel like you're the best player of all time and you can solo carry it, is...
Which, let's face it, I am. I'm kidding.
Is Skimm's head going to be able to fit?
That's much more valuable.
No, Medi, you're entirely correct. You're right. Sometimes your job is actually to die in place of the prince dying. So...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
The amount of times I've took a bullet for, before the sheriff was convertible, the amount of times I've just counterclaimed just to take the bullet,
Sure.
Yeah. No, my favorite, one thing that I found that actually works, except now people are wary of it, it's the thing that I said earlier about the meta changing, is that whenever I was... either something as a neutral or a wild card, or if I was actually evil, what I found, which is pretty interesting, was that when I was jailed by the prince, I would flirt with them, so they would forget to ask their role. So
I
they
saw
would
the
just...
highlight from when you did that.
Are we applying real life tactics to games now?
Maybe. So they would I would be jailed, and then I'd be like, "Ooh, nice dungeon. So do you normally bring people, around here for the first time, or do you usually take them out for dinner first? I'm fine with staying here first and then going for dinner after." And they would be so flustered. They'd be like, what? What are you talking about? I'm like, "You look so handsome behind bars. I mean, I'm just saying, it's a shame you're on that side and not here." And they're like, "What is going on?" And they just forget to ask, and then I'm let go, and I'm like, that was easy. But now people are wary of it. Now it's like, I still do that even though I'm good, but I usually say what I am first, and then I continue to flirt with them.
I'm pretty sure I have a clip on my stream of you trying that with me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's to the point where I had to change tactics because people knew it was me. So they would just be like, "Hi, Casa." I'm like, "Oh, shit." I've been called out. No, it's made its rounds. Everyone has seen it now. Everyone knows it's me. I have to change my tactic. But for at least a month, that was a good tactic. And I won as mastermind so many times because I just flirted with the king. I flirted with the prince. I flirted with the sheriff. And just everyone just trusted me because I was just being so "Oh, you're such a good king." And, "Oh, you're so just and diplomatic." That's
not flirting, that's building alliances.
No, because I would just be like, "Oh, I was just like, oh, you have such a big bed, don't you ever get lonely?" And they're just like, "Oh, well, I get a little bit lonely in this big room." I'm like, "Oh, that's such a shame. I wish I could change that. I'm so busy investigating people, what a princess normally does. And I'm so glad we're not actually blood related." And just they're just they get so flustered / caught up in it that they just kind of forget what they're actually doing, and then you win, and you're just like,
Do you ever role play while you're playing Throne of Lies? Do you ever try and act like you are the character that you're playing? So
for sure.
Drunk or something.
Oh yeah, for sure. I love doing that. It's one of those things that I think the RPG kind of aspect of Throne of Lies is really interesting because you have a class with some lore attached to it, and if you know your lore, then it's really interesting to use parts of that in what you're doing. But at the same time, you have to balance between doing that and not distracting from the actual game. But I normally do that if I'm a noble. At first, I would write actual noble letters, and then I went over to writing "I am the Nigerian prince, give me your credit card number" kind of thing, and just kind of send out those letters just to kind of mess with people's brains. But
when I'm king, I do something that I call Dear Diary, and I swear I write in my journal as if it was a diary. And so every night I just what would a king be thinking right now? It's my servant seems to be wary of me. I think I'll protect myself tonight. And it's just like, I try to make it as ridiculous as possible and just do as many Dear Diary role-playing things as I possibly can. And I really do enjoy that. I don't have any problems at all with role-playing as long as you're role-playing the class more so than your name. Because what bothers me is like when somebody has their name like dog, and then like the whole time in chat they're like woof woof woof. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It's like, what's your role? Woof. It's like, no. Like, can
I have as my ringtone? Can I just have you barking as my ringtone? Just woof woof. Most unenthusiastic dog I've ever heard.
Sure. Well, I don't really practice my dog accents very often.
I think you should. I'm sure you'd be a very good dog.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah. You're welcome.
Good boy. Good skim. Yeah.
It's a good little skimmy boy. It's a good little skim. Come on. High five. Very good. Yeah, no, I think that's really interesting. I also like the fact that they've added such like in-depth customization now to if you're lucky and you get like Court Wizard and then you have the staff that does the lightning, that's the coolest thing, is if you somehow manage to match it without actually knowing. I think that's so cool. I think it's like the tiny details that they're constantly adding to make the game just a little bit better is what's going to give them success, because
the executions are very cool.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to watch them, because that's kind of like, even if you don't agree with the execution, that's just like, I don't think I would execute person, but I'm gonna look forward to seeing their face getting chopped in half. This is
that's so true.
Yeah,
that's so true. And it's definitely, because most of us all of us actually here have played it in the early stages, and then obviously now that it's been released, we are going to be able to play the finished product and to see the growth and to see the changes.
I hope they never stop working on it though. That's just like the one thing that I want to make sure happens with this game and with any other similar games, is just like, please don't stop making it better, because you got to stay on top of it. People do get bored. Add new roles, add new changes, add new aesthetics. Sure, I mean, the aesthetics are very cool and important, but like the key factor in my opinion of this game is the fact that it's taken a genre that's fairly well built out and established, and then adds a twist on almost every single turn. For an example, like, I absolutely love the fact that almost all roles have both day actions and night actions. It's awesome. I get to actually do something during the day instead of just paying attention to the chat. I get to actually say, all right, which one of these actions do I have to use and on whom, in order to find out whatever information I can that day. So like, just keep innovating. Don't just stop now, because it's in full release. So
yeah, absolutely. I think that's really important.
I don't think there will be an issue with that though with this group. So
no, the dev team, I think what's my favorite thing about the dev team itself is that obviously I know quite a few of them really well, and that's kind of also why I came back, because I had a hiatus from the podcast, but I decided to come back, is that they are really interested in knowing what they should change. And they are constantly going to both content creators and just normal members of the community to find out, what can we change to make this better for you? And they are so quick. Like, you can let them know, and then suddenly 2 hours later, there's a change and there's a new update. I think that's really good. However, I also know that there are some content creators that are frustrated with the fact that every time they upload content, they have to relearn the same class that they played the last time. And I can see both sides, but at the same time, it's not going to be as frequent changes as it has been up to release, because they were perfecting it, and now it's just a sense of keeping it interesting.
You have to expect that in early access, though.
Yeah,
really,
anyone playing is going to appreciate the fact that this is a game in development and it's going to change.
Let me tell you guys this real quick. So it was maybe 2 days ago, I picked up a game called Guild 3, because I had heard good things about the other ones, and I really like simulation style, medieval style games. I really like that stuff. So you could like build an empire and trading, whatever. And so I'm like, all right, early access, but we're in 2017, so 2017 early access is totally different now. It's probably pretty solid. I got in there. I kid you not, it was the worst looking, worst playing game I had ever put my hands on. I was so disappointed. I played 32 minutes and I went back to Steam and asked for a refund, because I was like, this is unplayable. But but you have to expect to a degree that early access is going to be changed a lot. You're going to lose saves occasionally. If you're playing a game that has a lot of save files and then do an update, you can't always go back. And that kind of does suck a little bit for content creators, but you are playing an early access game. So I'm sure that the changes won't be as ridiculous. Well, I wouldn't say ridiculous is the right word, because they were necessary changes, but wouldn't be as frequent, like you said, as they were previous to the launch. So, but at the same time, I would argue that you have to keep changing things and keep people on their toes, or else you're just going to end up with kind of a stale feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely agree. I think because I know that, I see it to some extent, but at the same time, I think what is so cool is that when they do change it as frequent as they have been doing, as they, continuously they will continue to make the game better. I think that shows that they put the game first rather than the money they make. Without throwing shade anywhere, but they are putting the game in front of the income rather than the income in front of the game, because if they got the Kickstarter money and then kind of laid back and said, we'll change a few things, but we're not really going to listen. But rather, they got the Kickstarter money and they've actually used all of it.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
She's gone.
We lost Casa. Rip.
Is she back? Nope, she's gone. All right, so we are officially taking over this this podcast now. Yeah. So let's get
just need to say
going.
Something. While Casta's dead, who wants a key? Who wants a key to Thrown Eyes?
Excuse you.
Hey, she's back.
My internet's being bad. Yeah, no, but continue. Yeah, continue.
But still, right. So Thrown Eyes is out now. That's the whole point of this stream. But we're forgetting one thing. Who wants a key to the game? We're here, and if you want to play the game, I have keys. So
keys are here. Well, how are you going to do this? You gonna ask people just to put their hands up in the chat?
I'll probably just throw several different codes in the chat, and then they can just redeem them on Steam.
All right.
First come, first serve. Yeah. It's kind of it kind of gives me that white van candy feel. It's like, who wants a key? I've got cute puppies and keys in my van, children.
That would totally work on me. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that, but that would totally work on me.
No, you're gonna have a bunch of white vans, oh, have you seen this fun new indie game skin?
Wait, what? Where?
I called you skin.
There's an indie game?
2%
I've got a key for it. There's a key right here on the inside of my van. I got it right in here. It's oh yeah, let me in.
It's attached to the collar of this very cute puppy.
The puppy's a cool thing, but the key is a little bit better.
Okay, I just have to say, has anyone noticed
There you go.
Has anyone noticed my name change on Discord yet?
I have. I appreciate it. For anyone obviously not in the Discord, it's now 224 or 224%Skimm. Very nice. Subtle change. I saw it though. Just chose not to comment on it. I wanted Skimm to see it first.
That happened after the whole there's only one Skimm thing. I'm just I need to make a meme out of this.
There's only one Skimm.
So, there's the first key.
Alright, keys in the chat. Sweet.
And then we'll give away some more. We're gonna start playing relatively soon, would you say? And then I guess.
Yeah. Skimm, did you want to just stay for the 30 minutes, or do you want to hang out more? Because that's up to you. You're the star here. You and Medi.
What time it is? I could maybe play one if we started soon, but then I gotta eat.
Okay. All right. Well, how about we all then just kind of crowd into Throne of Lies and start up a game? How about that?
Let's go.
Okay, Mario. That was budget Mario.
Budget Mario. Half pint Mario.
It's not quite Italian plumber, more like New York, maybe.
So, Origami, did you get that key? Because, you should have. You're the only person here.
No, we have lurkers. We have lurkers in the stream.
We do have lurkers.
There are 11 people.
Ooh. I think a lot of people are just kind of playing the game and then listening in the background, which is completely fine. There's not much to look at, this isn't a community cast where you can see my very expressionate face, which unfortunately has been immortalized in an awful meme.
Shout out to Treefern. Shout out to Treefern.
Do you want to just throw it in the chat? Do you have it?
No.
Wait,
I think I have it saved. I can put it on the stream.
You seriously have it saved?
It's happening.
Oh
I had it.
No!
Let me see if I can find it.
No. No, they actually.
Oh my god, yes, I have it. I have it right here.
Oh
there
god,
it is.
I regret everything. I regret everything. Oh god.
Regret nothing.
I regret everything. Well, is it up on the... No, you put it up on the screen?
You even have a hat now. You even have a hat now.
Oh no.
Oh, there we go.
I have a hat.
That's just gonna stay right there while we get set up.
Oh no. That was actually suggested as the band picture for Throne of Light, the official band picture.
Yeah.
Which is just
one of the Discord mods made that.
Oh, it's Tryfin. He's lurking now.
Top quality me.
Oh god. Oh, come on, Throne of Light. Why are you doing this to me? It's like, I'm so new and fresh and popular.
I was going to say that actually, because Hyper,
66 players online, not bad.
Yes.
You have?
Not like a few unboxings on my stream, but that's about it. I don't use Facecam when I stream.
Oh, because I've seen Casa, and obviously Skimm's in his. Well, yeah. You're not in most of your videos, but you are in some.
No, like if you look back through my Twitch highlights, you'll see some like when I'm unboxing big collector's editions of like newly released games. You kind of can't avoid putting your face in it, basically.
Is everyone on or not?
I'm on. Do you want me to jump into a lobby?
Oh wait. Okay, there's a tutorial thing now.
Yeah, just skip it.
I'm not new though.
Just mash the skip button.
Yeah, let's get in because it's 10 out of 16 already.
Let's change the game to Throne of Lies, and I'm customizing my character first. Because you actually have the proper prices for items now.
And there you go, Skimm's in.
Instantly, I'm just going to spend all of my hard-earned monies on my favourite skin for this game. And now I only have 500 left for a weapon, and none of the weapons cost 500, so rip.
Just like, yeah, the squad of the alpha and beta base just V-cool. Don't worry about it. I feel like, obviously there's always going to be that bunch of assholes, but what I like is that the devs are very quick to ban them if they are repeat offenders. They tend to just go like, no, out of here. This shit, no. We don't want you in here. If anyone wants to join, also, if you're watching the stream, don't pay attention.
Don't sniperino. You're only going to see my view, but don't sniperino.
Exactly.
So for once, it won't be me getting stream snipes.
Oh god, don't get me started with stream snipes.
Well, the problem is that I have a layout then that kind of blocks a lot of the stuff that's ridiculous.
I don't like doing that though.
I know I get yelled at for it, but it's like, all right, well then don't cheat.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've only had one stream sniper, and it led to him and about 50, 60, 70 alt accounts getting banned. Because he would just make a new Discord name and join the server and spread and then make a new Discord name, and every time he got banned, and it all stemmed from him stream sniping me.
Yeah. I used to get stream sniped quite a bit. Every now and then it'd be like, well, alright, I was killed night 1 or night 2 by a vigilante as Mafia. Okay, well, somebody stream sniped. So
Yep. No. It's like the whole, I'm not gonna say his name because he does not deserve the attention, but there's an entire saga now that if you go into the ban logs of the Throne of Lies Discord, you scroll up a bit, you see he keeps popping up, which is pretty interesting.
It's just alt.
Yeah.
Alt.
I think he's been banned for life after that because it's one thing if you appeal your ban, There's another thing if you keep appearing and you keep showing up when people are like, no, get the fuck out of here. Just stay out of the game. And then they keep showing up. And they're like using like those VPN, like those changes. And they're just like kind of like sneaking around the rules. And they're like, oh, but look, I have a different IP now. It's like, you're still.
I just, it's just the fact, how do people have nothing better to do?
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know about you, but if I get banned by something, even if it's only for a couple hours, I'll just throw Netflix on,
Yep. Yeah.
Guys,
My internet
it's
goes
not
down,
started
find a
yet.
DVD. No, it just says starting.
It's like the whole... Yeah, it's starting with like the whole...
There was a thing in the Discord saying that post-lobby stuff will take a little bit longer.
That's cool.
We could
we'll
just
have to
put
wait.
some elevator music. Just...
Wahoo's is legit scared of me, Origami
What?
said.
He is? What?
What?
Oh.
Ori has offered to be Wahoo is my organ donator. Should we ever need one?
Oh.
Alright.
That dedicated she is.
That's very dedicated.
Well, yeah, that's...
She's like,
wow.
you guys ever need an organ? Let me know. I got you. Hey,
Yeah.
listen,
Ori-
hold on. I'm not gonna
Ori,
say
did you get
no,
that key?
okay? Because you never know when you might need an organ.
You don't know
Yeah,
if she's a match,
Way on
though.
Twitch.
Well, that's the key, though. You got to. I know. But still, if people are willing to, I'm not gonna be like, no, thank you. I don't want to be saved by you. That would be weird.
Alright, there we go,
I'd rather
loading.
just
Oh,
die. That'd
stuff
be
is
such
happening.
Right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do one last link spam in the chat.
Oh, it's doing the not responding thing. Yay, that means it's loading.
There we go, choose name. Which I don't... Have you seen this yet, Medi, where you can choose custom names now?
No.
Yeah, they've added in
Also,
custom names.
Ooh, what on Discord? Oh yes, no, I
No,
have seen
in...
that.
Yeah, in the
Fudge!
actual game.
Oh no, okay,
Are you
Very
guys
last
getting the
spam.
loading screen?
We're in name selection right now.
I fear that I am not.
Oh, what is going on? No, you didn't, Ori? Okay, I will send you one in Twitch Whispers, I guess. Or message me on Discord, that works as well. I'm in Wahoo's, I'm in Medi's, just look for iPads.
It's
Oh, wait,
loading.
that says-
The game selection. No, the game selection. Bleh, the name selection is already over. We're loading now.
Yep.
It looks like I'm frozen out then, guys.
Aww.
I know. I can watch and judge. Not that I'm.
Just
Wow.
like,
I just want to tell you how stupid you are.
You might be
Oh.
able to reconnect. If that's...
I would never.
No, Medi's too sweet. Medi is probably like, sorry, Skim, one of the sweetest content creators that, I met quite late on because I knew quite a few already, but then Medi was one of the latest content creators that I got to know, and she is probably one of the
She's significantly
sweetest
sweeter than I am. I know that.
I'm just going to
I don't
speak from
disagree with that at all.
experience from that one time I killed Medi about 10 times on Clancraft, and she doesn't hate me.
Yeah.
I can't hate you for that. I killed you twice. So in fact, I started.
Yeah, I
that
killed
fight,
you
so
like
we're okay.
7 or 8 times. I was just knocking you off your own roof.
Origami has kindly donated their toe to me. So. Yeah.
Their toad. I thought you said toad, and I was wondering why they have a toad. Like, okay. Okay, let's see. Do things and stuff. I spend too much time, just so you know, I spend too much time on my journals.
Me too.
Yeah, sometimes I do really fancy journals, and sometimes I just do straight up journals. Okay.
If you hear some ignore the lisp that came out of nowhere. If you hear any thumping, that's a very hard word to say. It's my dad is walking around upstairs. He's sturdy fella. He's just kind of thumping around. He doesn't have a limp or anything. It's just very, very loud. There have been times when I swear that I'm scared that someone will fall through my roof, and just like I feel like they're just gonna fall through and do the "Hey Bob."
Oh my god, that meme is amazing.
Hey Bob, hey Ryan, that hurt. Okay. Ooh, 9 left the game. Is that Medi maybe? No, because they have a name.
No, I'm hoping I was John Proctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you were the sheriff and died.
No, it might have been 15. Might be 15.
John Proctor died.
They did.
Yeah, and they also wrote stuff. Descriptive. They wrote stuff in the righty thing on the side there. Yep.
Cookie says talkers die, so I'm trying to stay quiet.
That's okay. my journal is so like suggestively obscene that I'm almost worried of dying. It's not like X-rated. Just like a G maybe. Okay. I actually didn't pay attention to which number I was. Well, see, this is what happens when you get too caught up in writing. Oh yeah, did you like the emoji poop on your house, by the way? Medi.
What happened? I logged on and I just gave up on life. I was like, there's so many of them.
I mean, Medi, I told you I'd help you make some more chimneys. Did you see the sign?
I did. I've recorded it too. So at some point you're going to have my absolute despair recorded.
Plex was the big one off the side of the building, and mine, I tried to make them look like towers.
It was so hideous.
It was hilarious.
Well, you know, if you don't have enough pricks in your life, now you have multiple to choose from on the top of your house.
That's it.
Oh, man.
That was a good quality.
Number 5 left the game as
And
well.
They didn't have a well. No. That's not
Vince
good.
didn't.
There was a lot of people dead. That's not good. Oh.
Thank
Well-
God I wasn't the prince.
Yeah. Oh, there was a drunk. I didn't even see that. The drunk.
This is not looking good for the blue dragon.
No,
No, it
not
doesn't.
well at all.
Cry. Hey, y'all!
Anyone who seems happy in chat today is definitely evil.
Yeah.
Fair warning.
Oh, we hear the taps. Oh, Pete says that he was friends who was startup crash, AFK kill. And hi,
rip.
Pete. It's cool to see you in the chat. I saw you earlier. I just forgot to shout you out.
Hello, Pete. I have the same problem. We're in the same boat.
It's the suspense. Oh, my computer's fan is just going crazy. It's like Justin Bieber's in the room. It's just... Get it? Because it's a fan? No. Never mind. just gonna go back to being quiet and just continue writing obscene. What is? Oh, is that? You know what?
It's a
I
slow
didn't
clap
understand
for the
what
shit
that.
joke.
Yeah. I didn't understand that was a clap at first. At first, I was
Oh
like, "What
my
is that
God.
sound?" No, nothing like that. I thought it was just like a weird. Like I thought maybe it was in my room, and I was looking around. I'm like, "What is that? It's not stopping." Oh, things to do. Damn. Okay. Mm.
Oh my god. Oh my. Thank you. Okay.
Please let this be right. Please, for once, let this be right. Damn it. Nope. No. So far, I feel like most of the people dying are like AFK kills.
Yeah.
Or leaving.
And they're all blue dragon, so at least most of them are.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, great.
Oh, what? It was revived. Hmm.
Well, that's not so bad. Was he? He was the. I can't see from your screen, Casa. Was he the prince?
That's not me. That's Hyperscreen.
That's
No, John
Hyperscreen.
Proctor was the sheriff.
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, it's my screen money. Because Casa's potato is a potato. So. Oh, it's another one of those Minecraft people. Yeah. Clancraft, yeah. The only person in the call that isn't in Clancraft is Skimm.
Yeah, sucker. You need to join the squad, dude. That's where all the cool people hang out.
If
tell
that's
you
the
what,
case,
Skim,
then I
if we have-
definitely
if we
won't be
ever-
joining the squad.
Exactly, yeah. Like, and also you need to join the Empire because both me and Hyper in it, and also Wahoo's, so like, we're obviously the best.
I feel ganged up against. I was gonna say,
No.
if we ever do a UHC, you're getting an invite. So bear that in mind. Because I want to do one.
Medi, we're frenemies, right? So like, we low key still like each other, but we have to just keep up the facade, you know?
The trash talk. I haven't got any. I'm sorry. I'm going to think of someone playing the game. But hang on, are you still alive? Actually, is anyone died yet?
No, I'm still alive.
I'm still alive.
You're all alive. This is good. I know what Hyper is. I'm gonna have to work out who other people are.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Alright.
Casa,
Fun times.
I-
Fun times!
I know
That's me, by the way.
I know
I'm
who I
dead.
think Casa is.
I just love when people are unsure, they just don't do anything. It's like, if you're unsure, just vault them down. Oh well.
Oh.
Stupid alchemist random killing. God damn it. What?
Things to do. See. I kind of want to die just to show what I'm writing, but at the same time, I also don't want to die. Never mind, I'm dead. Welp, that was yep.
You
Jinxed
were
myself. Kitten.
kitten. I knew it.
Oh man. Give them some of that sweet Dr. Lovin'. They didn't need it. Dang it.
Can I say who I think Skim is yet? I've been taking guesses all the way through.
Yeah,
We're
you can
both
say.
dead. Yeah, we're both dead, so...
Are you?
I'm alive.
Are you spaghetti?
No.
No. Damn.
Yeah, did you see the
This
needle?
is so dumb. This is so dumb. killing this person because they were the only one that voted innocent when the rest of the game abstained and 2 people voted execute. That's like really no reason to...
Claiming scorned isn't a very good claim, though.
Some things that'll never change across the entire, like, set of social deduction games is the amount of random lynches.
Well, they also didn't vote them up to the stand, so...
Yeah.
But then at the same time...
I take vote reading very, very seriously.
Well, I actually have a defense towards that, because sometimes people get voted up so quickly you don't actually manage to get your vote in. And so when you read up someone that's been voted up really quickly and then you see, oh, this person didn't vote them up, it's like, yeah, because I didn't have time. So maybe I just realized, oh shit, we're voting this person up, but then suddenly they're up. I'm like, well, cool. Because normally, you know, I'm kind of late on the whole voting thing, because normally I'm still trying to deduce if I'm not sure. I tend to not vote, or I tend to like wait a little bit to see if other people vote them up first. So, oh wow.
Oh, the added troll box back in actually, Medi.
Did they?
But the added into the description, making a player say anything that breaks a rule will result in a harsh punishment.
Oh, amazing! I'm so glad.
And they have infinite uses now. It's just once a day.
There you go. It's back to
That's
being my
pretty cool.
favourite role. Good shout.
Yeah, I was
must
just
have a way to
checking
punish
because
the
Scorned
people
has it
who
now
make-
as well.
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool. Yay.
I think that was me as well. Damn. Oh.
What?
Because my game crashed, didn't it? Just
Yeah.
as it was starting. So I think I might have... No?
No, they wrote stuff. Sorry, they wrote things in there. Yeah.
Oh, I just didn't appear. I was number 16. That is
Oh
why.
yeah, you would have been.
I was worried I'd somehow ended up in it, and I was like, oh no, if I'm Prince, this is terrible. I feel awful.
Don't worry. But did you yes,
Oh my
it's my
god.
favorite journal of all time. Just very simple. Yes, I'm an ass man.
Yeah, he said that on the first day.
That was earlier as well.
He said it on the first day in Unseen chat, I'm an ass man. And I'm sat here and I'm like, okay, if you're an ass man, you could at least listen to your mastermind and kill 4. But no.
Oh my god. Should have showed him that booty. Maybe he would have listened.
He wasn't an assassin. It was, you know,
Ass in, yeah.
assassin.
That's our thing.
I'm gonna start saying that. Oh, today we're gonna be playing the ass in. Yeah. I'm gonna send that to X-Blade because it's so funny. He loves seeing those like stupid journals. I usually send him mine, and he always like has a like just laughs and laughs for like what feels like hours. So that, and then do.
There may or may not be something on the stream, Casa. I don't know.
Something on the stream.
Yes.
What? Wait, what? What's on the stream?
Hypernose.
What? I'm very confused. I can only see the chat right now. That's not fair. No.
It was a meme of you pointing.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
I got bored, so I just put it back on the stream and I started spinning it around.
Oh no! That's not very nice. This game is just sitting there still, just typing away.
I'm paying super attention to the game.
That seems very convincing.
Is that because you are Cookie? Yes. I had 2 guesses. If one of them's right. Also, Origami is saying they are also an ass man. Who isn't, you know?
Alrighty.
I can just send you it in Twitch whispers if you want, Ori.
Okay. Let's see.
Read what I wrote in the thing. Hyper.
They should add some blood, I think, to the game. That'd be cool.
Some
Blood
executions do have blood.
Oh, but she got stabbed in the chest and she didn't bleed. I'm just saying, I would probably bleed from that one.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, are you sure about that?
I think I'd bleed from that. Do you want to find out?
Yes, let me get my handy knife out that I keep in my bra, which is where women keep everything, and just stab you. I don't have pockets right now, so it's yes. Are you sure you don't have a heart of stone, Skim? Do you have a? Would you say you're hot blood, like warm blooded or cold blooded?
Me? Does that mean like do I run warm? Like, am I often warm or am I often cold? Or are you asking am I literally or cold blooded like a lizard?
Is he or is he not a lizard person? I think
Yes.
that's the question.
You're a lizard, Skimmy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Yes.
a lizard. You're a lizard, Harry.
I'm a
Beat me to
what?
it.
Oh, okay.
dead?
We go.
Oh
to the
hey, I already
reactions.
followed my Twitter.
As far as I know, I'm still alive.
Alright, thanks for the Twitter follow and the random tweet favorite. I'm a Skim's ass man.
Well, Skim, you are just getting the biggest ego boost. From this one person.
Is this Blue Dragon win? Ah! I wanted the W.
Oh yeah.
Wow, there's still someone alive? What? Alright.
You can see the list of people who are on your team hyper.
No, I just meant in general.
Ah.
There's a newt alive still.
Not gonna say anything.
Unless the king's evil. It's either the thing, it's either the king's evil or there's a newt.
Let's see what does Skim do in this situation. Let's pay attention to
I guess I
Mr.
can
Cookie.
follow you back, Ari.
Exactly, Origami. Just stash the knife in the bra. It might cut you, but so will the frickin' bras at some point. When you warm them too much, they'll just stab you. So it doesn't matter. Your bras will always try to kill you anyway.
Aren't there like... I know nothing about bras, but aren't like fabric bras that don't have wires in them like the new thing? Because they can't kill
if you have small breasts, and then yes. If you don't, then no, because
I'm only half listening to this conversation.
I don't know.
I feel like if I was listening to it like more
Skim.
thoroughly, it would be.
yeah.
Dude.
No.
I don't know why I was talking about it because it really doesn't involve me, but
I would think I was trying to get an agreement from Medi.
I don't put things in my bra.
No, I mean like you know when the wire stabs you after a while because you've worn it too much.
It happens in the middle of the day, and
Yeah.
like with no notice, and then all of a sudden you're just in agony and you're sort of limping away, wounded,
Yep.
to the nearest
Yeah.
car shop.
It's the biggest betrayal. They cost so much. And then they just betray you. And you're just like, how? You're supposed to support me through everything, and now you're stabbing
It's
me.
like living with a person who hates you in turn at any time.
Yes! Yes! Thank you! That's exactly what it's like. It's awful, but at the same time, it's also really nice if you have, like, this is going to be really weird for the guys in here, I don't really care. Like, this is for the ladies in the chat. The good thing about having roomier bras is that you don't actually need to wear a purse. You can just, like, put your phone in there. But
I
the
wouldn't
problem
put
is...
my phone in there. I'd be like, it's got a weird look going on. It could look odd.
But that's why if you have a bigger bra, then it doesn't have that, you know? Because, you know, if there's some room, if there's some
Then it's
room.
not performing its primary function, if you know what I mean.
dictionary origami
I've never
rose.
had that
now.
issue. Only with
Skim's
fabric
ego
bras.
boost.
And then it just looks like you have like a square thing just kind of shooting out of your...
Pretty-
tit.
How did we go from actual Throne of Lies discussions to bras?
This happens with me and Medi. Without going into further detail, this tends to happen. I'm gonna leave it at that. Let you all be curious about what we talk about. That is tense.
I play no part in this. I don't know what you mean.
Sure. I think we've had more than one girly chat before.
That's true.
I'm not gonna elaborate. I'm gonna let the guys just wonder.
So, I'm trying to. I haven't been paying the best attention, I'll be honest, but I have been paying a little bit of attention. This does not look like a blue dragon win to me.
No, it doesn't.
I think it's a neutral one.
Yeah.
I think it is too.
But what sort of neutral? Because we've got a
fool still, so
we have a dead scorned, and no, the game would have ended if it was just a fool.
Yeah.
it's just a fool.
So
There
unless
must
there's
be
a
an evil.
possessor kicking about, or the king's
Yeah.
unseen. Yeah, it's either
Oh.
possessor or the king's unseen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I just
Yeah,
have to
actually,
state,
that's-
if I was the unseen king at this point, I would be getting lynched for no reason.
Somehow
'Cause
that
there's-
only happens when it's you, and then when it's
Yeah.
the other person.
Like
That's
you
perfectly.
see people look like they don't know what the hell's going on, but the rest of them are blue dragon. And it's obvious kill the king. He's probably evil, but they just don't do it and kill each other, and then the king wins somehow. That's the thing. If Cookie dies now and the king's
Oh.
unseen, the unseen have won.
I believe so.
Skim is not happy.
I'm paying a lot of attention to this.
Would it cheer you up to know?
I'm
that
so
origami
sorry
is
I explained. You killed this cat. No.
Would it cheer you up to know the questions that Origami Rose is asking in the chat? Because I can read them to you. It might cheer you up.
Hyper watch your bra size.
Skim, what's your favorite type of bra? Wow. Wow. Wow.
I'm pretty sure my bra size is 224, if that's a thing.
Jesus. Oh no.
Oh wow, they actually got in there down.
Come on. No, come on. Oh, I know which one it is, and you're so close. I want to say it. I can't say it.
What is going on?
You can't be. That's wrong. That's wrong.
8
Wait, is
isn't
that a new thing now?
unconvertible. No, the sheriff can still be converted.
Yeah, but even if they like, is there a thing where it's like revived? You can't be converted. No.
No, he's just bullshit.
It is quality BS, though. I can appreciate that.
Oh.
Yeah, that's quality BS.
That's not true. That's not how the game
Bars,
works.
games, food.
No.
My one is games, food, and more games.
What?
Origami was like where all my money goes. Mine was just games, food, more games,
True.
more food.
Add makeup to that, and then. Yep, I agree.
And buying Casa leggings. That's where all my money goes.
That was once, and it was £5. Don't
Yeah,
even.
it really didn't cost that much.
You would have spent that on some like meme game anyway. Like for my
Probably.
birthday, he bought me like these really awful games that were like
you didn't
£1.
want anything, so I just bought you meme games.
I know. When I said anything, that means nothing though.
It costed me like
bad games.
£1.20.
Oh goodness, what is going on?
What is?
I mean, oh, it's so obvious. It's so obvious.
You know,
You can do it, Skim. I believe in you.
Skim, just get him to kill the goddamn king.
Yeah.
I'm not listening to what you guys are saying. I'm ignoring you.
Skim's the possessor.
You can do it. We believe in you. Ooh. Don't be daft. I love that. Don't be daft.
That's so British.
Yeah. Yay! Yeah, but you wouldn't know they were MM though. So it doesn't matter.
It would be very smart not to kill, so that they killed the king. Actually,
That is true.
if it was something like this in a 3v1, if that's what it was.
I'm just waiting
That
for
would be- that would
Skim
be a
to
good way to
throw a
put it.
curveball and him just be possessor kicking ass this entire game.
That would be very cool.
Yep, dead.
Dead off.
Okay, yeah,
Yay!
he was unseen.
Woohoo!
Whoever Yuna was did really well though.
It was
Yuna
Yuna.
was probably Yuna, yeah.
Oh,
Yuna was Yuna. I
Okay.
figured probably.
yeah. Well, Yuna did a hell of a good job.
Oh. Alright, so let's make sure it ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should end right now. Yeah.
Alright, good. I was Blue the Priest. Blue
You
the whole
were?
time. Yep.
You were blue.
Ah.
Blue.
Babba-dee,
My best John Proctor. And
babba-dabba-dabba-dee.
after a while, I was trying not to listen to you guys. After a while, I was like, no one's killing a knight, so I don't think there's an assassin. So we're like, Cookie then put up Cookie, and Cookie was like claiming Alk. I was like, I don't see why they'd fake claim Alk right now. That'd be a pretty decent play, I guess, if it was actually the evil. But whatever. And so at that point, I was like, all right, well, I guess it's Evil King. But I've never played in a game with an Evil King that started as an Evil King. Never. So that was kind of new to me.
Wow, that was really that was an intense game.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, I was like, wait, can like Evil Kings kill if all the other unseen are dead? It's like, I don't know. So I'm not really sure what the best play is right there. But anyway. Yay!
Yay!
Woo! Well done, Skim.
People,
Thanks.
if you're playing the next game, get in. Okay, no man.
I'm going to have to go ahead and head out, though. So thanks, guys, for letting me join, though, and hang out with you guys for a bit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was great having you here. Thank you, and feel free to hang out whenever you want.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. Have a good one, guys.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Later.
Bye, Skim. I can change my name back now.
Right, we only have 15 minutes to go. Are you guys in a game?
I am.
You are in a game without me. God damn it.
I told
Well.
you.
So, while Hyper's in a game, are you in a game too, Medi?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Well, then how about the chat can ask Medi, maybe me, or Hyper some questions, and then we can do that while he plays, so you can watch his gameplay. No, Origami, stay. Medi's still
Everyone
here.
leaves.
No
I'm
worries.
here as well.
Aww.
Oh, that'd
God
be cool. Well,
damn.
he's got to go off and stream, hasn't he? So that's cool. In the game, to be honest, it's nice having something on in the background too. Although I'm like 8 seconds behind, so I'm with everyone in the stream except they're getting the words at the same time.
Yeah.
It's a bit,
Alright.
it's a bit sketchy.
No worries, Una.
I'm
So
to go
what's the
feed your
plan with the-
flamingo.
What's the plan with the podcast then? Have you got any plans after this? Is this going to be sort of the launch?
I don't know. So obviously Plex has, things that he's dealing with, and it has already gotten in the way of the podcast kind of going as usual. But I don't quite know what the plan is. The whole idea was to kind of educate people on what Throne of Lies is before the launch, and then we didn't really have a plan for after. I suppose if there's any huge update, or if they hit a certain amount of players, maybe we'll do a celebration stream. But other than that, I think this might be it. So
no.
yeah,
Well,
but I don't know.
At the same time, I understand, and
Yeah.
from my point of view, it's kind of like now is the point where I can start playing it a bit more as well, if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because whilst it's on the one hand, it's brilliant that it's being developed so much, but on the other hand, from a recording point of view, it's kind of like I'd like to be able to teach people things, and in order to do that, I need to know how the game works. So having a bit of time of stability and to kind of learn it all and play it, and then be able to share my ideas on it once it's
Yeah.
launched is going to be kind of fun. And hopefully, already there's so many more people in game than there was at the very beginning, which is amazing. And I hope it carries on growing in the same way,
Yeah, and like there are a few content creators that have said, and they're quite big content creators such as Shadowbeats have said that they're not going to play until it's released. So once Shadowbeat starts publishing content or streaming it, which he has said that he will do, and he's a big supporter, he's donated a lot of money. I think that, obviously he has 260 something thousand followers that are really excited to see the game because he's hyped it up a lot. And he stopped playing, obviously, the other game. He stopped playing that a while back. And I think as soon as he starts posting, I think people will kind of just run to play the game, which is going to be so good. And people who watch him are generally really good players as well because he would yell at them if they weren't. So I'm excited to see that.
excited for that. I think a lot of people would be excited to see that for sure.
Ow.
But then there's other people too, who else is there? Magna does it, doesn't he? And he's been doing it. And then other people, oh god, I'm trying to think of all the names now. There's quite a few. Do you think the RPG Minx or anyone like that might get involved?
Yeah, they have
Minx
done it already.
Did make a few videos, yeah.
They've done it. So you never know. It's a case of seeing how it grows. And
yeah, that's the thing. It's full release now. Give it a Shadowbeats video and a few more Minx videos, and the fact that you can buy it on Steam now, it's just gonna shoot up.
Yeah, that's true.
We've already had a few more population bursts, and hopefully we'll get a hell of a lot more.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
think it deserves it. I think it's really nice to have developers that care so much.
We've already had several people actually join the server, the Discord server today. So.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. This is a good way to end it.
What?
I guess I kind of want to talk about what's going on right now, but
yeah, well, that's a point, isn't it? I suppose people might be in game and listening. You can't say a role, but I can see it. It's a cool role.
Yeah, we actually talked a lot about this earlier.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I can't see it because I only have the chat up.
It's one that's changed as well, hasn't it? From what
it's the one that I was saying earlier, Casa.
Oh yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
And I've never actually played this, so I'm kind of interested to see how it goes.
Oh, good luck.
So I just blew out my candle, and I got a part of the wick in my eye. I don't know how that happened, but I just dug my face in it.
Are you serious? That just happened. Alright.
Did you die?
No, I got attacked, that one.
Oh.
So I am a bit screwed. No way! Look what I just did, Betty. Oh my god.
Hang on a minute.
Maddie, DM me. I don't want to open it on my PC.
Oh, I remember I'm behind you here, but yes.
Yeah, I know, but
done.
oh my god, the players.
Keep doing that.
Oh, Jemima, I'm gonna actually message Skim and say thank you for showing up, because that's something you do. See.
You're like doing life admin over there. What are you doing, by the way, Hyper? Because I can see what's going on.
The person who's dead now, Medi, I killed. Night one.
I know, I saw that and I said well done. However, what is that thing?
It's meant to be an alchemist death note.
It's pretty weird.
Yeah. It's a bottle of poison, just to show I'm an alchemist.
I did get that. No, it was acceptable. We could play Pictionary together. Or is it now?
Yes.
Draw with friends?
Draw your thing, or something like that.
Draw
your thing sounds wrong.
Yes, it does.
Isn't that what it's called, though? No, it's called Draw My Thing. It still doesn't make it any better.
Drawing other people's things would be weird. Come on now.
I mean, it's called Draw My Thing, so that's what you'd be doing.
Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, also, I could hear my dad talking in the background, and I was typing to I almost forgot his name. Skip. I was typing a thank you, and then my dad mentioned money, And so I wrote, it was a lot of money instead of it was a lot of fun. And I almost sent that. It's like, hey, thanks for coming out. It was a lot of money. Wait, what?
It was supposed to be like, how much money? What? Do I get a cut?
Yeah, am I going to get paid? What is this?
Somehow a stream has just brought in millions for no reason.
Oh, yes, that would be great. But no. Making
People
zero,
make a surprising
zero.
amount, I guess.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, but we make zero mole of this, so it's it's just one of those things. It's like a kind of supporting kind to the devs, I suppose you could say.
Do it for the love and to supplement the game. So that's
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
often reason enough.
Exactly, and we've also
A lot
gotten
of
more people to
people-
play today because of having you guys on and letting your subscribers know a little bit more about the game and as a whole, and making it like promoting it in a positive way and all that. It's a good thing we've done today. Art on point. Hyper. Are you flirting with the people in chat?
What? No. She said, draw me like one of your French girls, and I'm sat here like, yeah, my art is just completely on point right now. And I think my game just crashed. No, it didn't. Never mind.
Oh, you're drawing. I was like, wait, what? But now it makes sense. Oh.
It is. I can see everything he's doing. I'm judging all these plays. I think. Looking at the claim as well.
Ah.
The general psychic chat really freaked me out the first time I saw it as well. I spent ages working out what I was doing. It was quite funny.
I don't like the different tabs. I see that they've removed most of them, but I don't like the psychic thing. I don't understand. I thought it was so good that the psychic could just show up, and I got my best full win through that when I was like playing with Magna, and then he was the psychic. And I pretended to be an unseen because I saw that the psychic was talking to me, so I was just like, no, don't attack the king. And then the psychic was like, well. And I was just like, oh, ha, I'm physician, totally not unseen. And I got literally day 2 executed. Because they
That's
just
not
like,
bad.
I did that, yeah.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. And there's definitely times where you can trick them into believing.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
something else.
That's also because people have actually not seen that the psychic have talked to them, and then they've continued to talk to their unseen. That's why I did it, because people have actually been caught out doing that. So I was like, I'm going to pretend like I just didn't see it. And then it worked, and he was so ashamed, and it was so funny. Literally, it's probably like X-Blades just sends me that clip every now and then, and he's like, just watch this again. It's so good. And I'm still proud of that. That's my best moment.
I think that's probably the worst feeling as an evil in whatever game we're talking about, is when you have something super long and well planned to tell to your fellow evil, be it unseen or anything, and then you manage to get either psychic but then also jailed. Can happen.
Oh, yes.
You get jailed by the prince, and you hit enter just as the night starts, because this is super important. I have done it once, and it was very depressing. I had to stop playing for a good 20 minutes and think about my life. It's like, oh god, we would have won with it too.
Oh my god, no.
I was occupied last night. I'm looking, but I'm delayed. I wish I wasn't.
Oh wait, they changed it so you can't. Oh, that sucks. No. God damn it! I didn't realize they changed that. Oh wait, no, they hadn't. I am so confused. Okay.
Also, can I just say, Hyper, your character seems to be doing some weird stuff in the night.
I know.
Just sort of, what's he got going on? A bit of a squirmy thing happening.
I don't know why I'm flirting with this person. They might be underage. I don't know. They wanted a flirt battle. I just reciprocated. That's all.
You're acting like that this hasn't happened before.
I've never been challenged. Just kind of flirt. I don't think I've ever been challenged before. Well, actually, you did. Like at the very beginning, we had a science pickup line.
That was
battle.
great. That was great.
Oh god.
Hyper, if I was BG, I'd give my life to save you. Best pickup line ever.
No, you gotta say, I'd got that body all night, baby. If you get cold, you can borrow my vest.
Won't be any cold steel there.
Yes. Let me exhume you while you're alive. Let me see what ails you. Let me heal you. Sexual healing. Oh god. I'll have to go to the toilet, but it's 4 minutes until the podcast is over, so I'm not gonna move. And I also have a delicious, my dad got takeaway, and it's been sitting next to me for 20 minutes, and it smells delicious, and I'm just like, the things I sacrifice. I'm just like, oh, my entire body's failing.
I actually need to go too. Oh God, are you prepared to be on your own for 2 minutes?
No, I'll sit here. I'll stay.
We can stay. We can both stay, but we can't talk about bras anymore.
Can't we?
Well, I don't know. I feel like we covered that subject, and I don't want
That's
to.
true.
I mean, you can. I'm the only guy here, and I'm just playing the game, so. I don't know.
No,
I'm kind of
trying to
confused
watch
what's
this
going
one.
on. But did you see what they said in the chat?
Yeah.
Plex isn't in here, by the way, typo. Plex is
Yeah, Plex is. I think Plex
is
is
not
playing with
here.
Magna right now.
Yeah, Plex is hasn't showed up. It's a no-show. So, fortunately, but I kind of figured that would happen, so it's fine. I was prepared to do this solo, so he doesn't have any lines in the script. So he's put up as a guest because I didn't know if
But
he would
also,
show.
you're not solo. You're with friends.
That's true. Yeah, that is true. It's very nice to know that, obviously you do. Like, I don't know Skim. I'll admit that was the first time I've spoken to him. But Medi and Hyper are both friends of mine.
Skim
This
is
feels
hilarious. Like
Skim
I've
is
watched
really
his
cool.
videos and stuff, and I'm not sure if he knew who I was, but like he probably did. But yeah, Skim's great.
Yeah, Skim is pretty cool. I don't know him well enough, but he's cool. I might subscribe to him. Who knows? Maybe show some support.
He's a fun dude.
He is. He's a very funny guy. But one thing though is that he looks really Scandinavian to the point where it actually kind of freaks me out, because it's like I saw one of the videos where he had his face cam on, and the next day I literally saw someone who looked identical to him, and he was like from this like city down west in Norway. I'm like, whoa.
You have
What?
to tell people there's a land of skims for anyone.
Yeah, if you want your own skim,
Take it to the land
come
of
to
Skims.
Scandinavia. Yeah, he looks very like mixture of Norwegian and Danish. So I would say if you want your own skim, take a trip down to Denmark or Norway. You'll find tons. It's just everywhere, wearing flannels and playing guitar, most of them. So because he looks like a Norwegian like musician type, you expect him to have like an acoustic guitar. He does play guitar, doesn't he? I feel like he does.
You do see people like that look like they're from a different place. I've seen that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I work with a super blonde guy, and he kind of looks like he should be from Norway or Sweden or somewhere.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know how I would look. I don't know how you guys think you would look, like where you should really be from.
I think I've obviously seen you before, and I think you look.
You have.
I don't think you look British. Oh, well, actually, I think you look a little bit Welsh.
Welsh.
because you have like that sweet look. You look very sweet. And I feel like Welsh people are just like overwhelmingly sweet. I mean, their word for microwave is actually pop-de-ping. Okay.
What?
How can you be angry and say that, oh, there's something wrong with the pop-de-ping? Like, you can't actually be angry in Welsh. Like, it doesn't work.
I've just googled Welsh people to see what on earth you're on about, and all I've got is rugby players and Tom Jones. So if I look like either of them, I'm kind of screwed.
No, I'll actually, you know what? I'll send you a picture of someone who.
My dad
my
is
class.
French, so my dad is French Canadian. So if there's a bit of that going on his side, like
You
he's
do-
super
yeah.
dark. It's
You
weird.
you do kind of look like you could be French, something around there. But it is now 7 p.m., which means that we are going to be logging off. So thank you to everyone who's
Well,
watched.
I'm going
Thank
to
you
finish
the
this game
fabulous
and then end the
guests.
stream.
Okay, well, I'm gonna hop up to the toilet because I'm exploding. So I'm gonna say goodbye. Hyper can take over from here. But thank you so much for coming out, and thank you to the fabulous guests. You were all wonderful. Thank you so much for being
Thanks
here.
for having me. Anytime.
So if you want to continue watching Hyper and then skip up to, well, sorry Wise, but you know, the bodily function is a thing. Especially even if you stream. So you know, just if you want to hop over to Skimm stream or to Hyper stream, they're both going to be streaming in a bit, and then I
I'm
will
probably
catch
not
you
going
guys
to
later.
be honest.
You're not gonna? Okay, well then hop over to Skimm
I was
stream
thinking about it, but yeah, go to Skimm's stream after this.
and subscribe to all of the lovely people that have been in here today, because they deserve a little bit of extra attention and love for being so cool and joining us. For the
Oh, I
release.
almost had it.
Did you die?
I did a really good play, right? I possessed a knight, and I acted like a cold stealed someone, but I actually possessed said person. So it actually made them believe that I was innocent.
To say goodbye.
It was awesome, and then the assassin killed me.
Oh,
I
well,
was
okay,
proven
Medi, do you want
innocent,
to
so
say
the assassin
goodbye?
killed me.
Yeah, bye guys. Thanks so much for having me. And if you do one in the future, let me know as well, because I'll definitely tune in and come and watch it. Because I do like watching these.
Yep.
Aw, okay. I'll definitely let you know. Thank you so much, Medi.
Bye.
Yeah, since I
Bye.
died, there's no possible way I can win this, so I guess we're gonna end up the stream, actually. That lasted long.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. And then you can, you know, sub to everyone on their Twitters and on their, you know, YouTubes and Twitches and all that good stuff. Stay cool. Stay fresh. Play Throne of Lies. It's released now. Get it on Steam. Get it for your pal, for your grandma, all of that stuff. Give it to your hamster. Maybe they'll know how to play the game. I don't know. But thank you and goodbye.